Hello everyone, how you doing today? Thought I'd get an update on multiple things that are going on right now. Start with I got most of the interior, actually pretty much the interior complete on this, sort of LCDs and sensors. I'll show you that in just a second. Also a new Skaar defense tower. That is this one here. I see I'm missing textures. No, no. Uh, Always missing textures, I swear. I get them. Ah, they're on the other side. Okay. Anyway, here is that. I'm going to do probably a little bit more detailing on the exterior of it, but I'm trying a different method this time of essentially having this cube up here with down turrets and side turrets and top turrets and whatnot. There's one additional turret over here. And I need to put in the ammo storage and build up a little bit of interior on this, which should be pretty quick. Um, as it is, though, it comes out as a tier 1 with 5 cannon turrets and 4 minigun turrets on it, stock. So it is less expensive, I think. Hold on, let me just see what we've got. 32-minute build time. It is requiring some cobalt right now, and I'll have to figure out what's actually using that. It could be one of some of the turrets maybe, or possibly even like something like the door. There's not much in here yet, so. But anyway, there is that. That is a new one. And I showed this this Skaar. Well, I called it Trove now. I don't really have a name for this one yet. I'm just calling it a defense tower. This is going to be called the Skaar Crawler, even though it doesn't move, but you know. Anyway, let's show you this. I'm going to do my mood lighting and see what you think of the interior for now. I don't have, like, again, I don't have sensors or anything rigged. But when you first walk in, you've got your big crafting area. It kind of extends all the way across the bottom floor. In here, it comes stock with one advanced constructor, but has room for 2 more advanced constructors. You have a whole bunch of 200K storage units in here. There's 7 of them, plus 2 64K storage units next to these small constructors. Actually, 364. Oh, wait, 40? So, I messed up something else too. I got to figure out what's going on here. Or maybe, oh, this is the ammo. Duh, I'm an idiot. Okay, so yeah, you have 40K ammo and 264K regular storage. Now the ammo, maybe I could up that a little bit too. I was scared of CPU. It's got a place for your repair bay and repair console. One thing I am lacking in this base right now is a pentaxa tank, and I will fit that in here somewhere. I've got plenty of room, I think, to get that in place. So as you go across the this room here, you get into the second part of the crafting, and this is where you get into your forges. So you have it comes stock with I'm sorry, furnaces. It comes stock with one furnace, has room to put in a second. And it also comes stock with 1 deconstructor, but you have room to put in a second again. And there's more 200K storage next to each one of these guys over here. So when you go around the front side over here, you have a place for armor repair, and then you got a couple armor lockers, O2, med, and all your medical equipment over here. And some extra cooking stuff, so fridge and food processor. So that is the lower floor. So as you go up, there's 2 different elevators. There's one in this room and one in the other room. And that gets into the next section here. And this would be the crew area / a teleporter. So what's different about this area though? Well, it's just I'm trying to be real asymmetrical on this. Has like a little break room kind of in the middle open area over here. Down over here is where you have upgrade slots. So you have your 2 T3 blocks here currently, and there's room to put in 4 of the T4 blocks. So you put one there, and remove these 2 and replace those with T4 blocks. That's how you would upgrade the station. Now I haven't figured out where I'm gonna exactly put the core yet in here. I have the core somewhere, I think on the side of an elevator temporarily right now, so I got to work that out as well. Over here, you've got a little jail. Oh, here's yeah, that's where I came up. So this is just kind of a little prison. I guess you could make this into a regular player room too. Doesn't really need it because I had all this stuff upstairs over here for that. A little lounge and some beds and stuff. Doesn't have a lot up here. Probably could fit more stuff in this section. So, but that's all up on that floor. Now you can go across the other side of the base in 2 ways. There's a lower door there and then a door here. Now this door is kind of neat because it actually physically goes outside in between these 2 chunks of this base and then into the farm section. And the farm section is coming out pretty good. I'm liking that. I had a little bit taller ceilings in here so I could do more stuff. I think I'm probably missing some textures in here though too. Yeah, like that there. I'll have to get some of this stuff cleaned up here a little bit. But I was experimenting temporarily here with trying a different colored light in this area, kind of a mood lighting, just to see how that would blend in with the other lights in the section. Now this one here does have like the front window of like the vehicle, little seat there. I got to get in fridges. No, actually I put that in here already. I got to get in a food processor somewhere, I think. No, I got that too. I don't know. I guess it has everything. I'll probably try to add something more to it. Now currently I am out of CPU at tier 3 on this base. Jeez, look at that. Yeah. Not quite. Yeah, obviously I got to tweak things yet, but so where I'm coming out right now on CPU, it's a little scary. I mean, this base isn't small, so I'm 37,000 over. I've got a couple tricks though to reduce the CPU some, and maybe I think I got a couple more turrets cannon turrets I could swap out for minigun turrets, which reduces CPU. And also, I could also remove a couple turrets at least for stock to balance that off again. But when you go to T4, you can add in all that other fun stuff, all the different crafting stuff and whatnot. So that's kind of where I'm at. And well, here's that other. Oh no, this is the way I came in. Here's the other elevator. Actually, when you go down back to the hangar, there is a hangar overlook as well. That kind of walks through this area, and then this one will walk right past where you would put in a shield as well. So I'm getting there with this. I got to do some more tweaks. Obviously, look over the texturing and get the LCDs and sensors and all that fun stuff in place yet. But it's getting there. I plan on probably releasing this Sunday. I wanted another day. I don't know how much time I'm going to get to work on it today. Got some other stuff to do, but that's kind of where it's coming out at. Now moving on to the Creole. So I got some Creole stuff spawned over here. I did a high-speed video yesterday of the base coat of texturing on this here, and it was brought up that I didn't use a lot of textures, and I get that, and I need to repaint stuff too, because as I was doing this, I was really having a hard time figuring out how I was going to try to do slight color gradients from one side to the other, and it's usually, in the past when I always did that, that was a separate process. Like I would texture it first and then paint it over the top, but I was trying to guess what colors I was going to do from one side to the other, and obviously I made errors because I see like some color fluctuations here and there on it, and I don't really have my gradients going very well on the body at all right now. And then I also will enhance it with some other textures and then decals and then deco stuff and get all the turrets back on here and stuff like that. So it's going to take some more But I'm happy that yeah, at least I got the base coat of textures on there. That's the monotonous part. Um, Tweaking it out and detailing it after that's not so bad. But it's just getting that big mass dumping of textures over it to start with, I think is the biggest thing. And this one, like I said too, is a player version of the ship. Um, as in the hangar door in the back. Now, I do plan on having two versions. Obviously, a player version like what you see here, which has a hangar and set up for good use for player function. And then another version which would be a AI controlled ship that doesn't need a lot of the player function in it or the hangar door. So I have the other ship yet, which is the same back end. It's basically I could actually copy that chunk of it and replace the hangar door here and put that back in place for the AI version of the ship, which wouldn't need this space over here. And a lot of work though. Originally I wasn't planning on doing a player version of the ship, but I decided to do that. But then I had to change it quite a bit to make it work better for players. So that's kind of where it's at. Kriel Empyrion by Skaar. This one is done and ready. Obviously, I showed you it in a video, and I failed at doing it. I'm going to do another video in the future, and I might even try to get in like some of the other authors that are building these, and we can all have a romp through a bunch of Creole POIs. But this one was doing really good. It's actually given to Elion right now. There is an update for it and an update for a couple other POIs that I do have to look over yet, and then I want to get all those to Elion as well. This one here, I've been so busy with all these other projects, I haven't got into finishing the inside of this one. It was started. This is a pretty big one though, so I know it's going to take a while to get everything all done and set up in here. Like this main hallway is just one small area of this base, but it actually does have a lot of other sections and rooms and other larger areas. It's interesting layout too. It's got different things going on, and I'm pretty sure I'll be able to get in some sneaky little secrets and stuff in here, but you can see the amount of areas that I've got to do yet on this base. And the inside layout will be asymmetrical. Like this room I know looks very much like the other side of the base over there, and it is, but the insides are going to be different. Obviously I can't even turn on symmetry with this if I wanted to, so I got to build them individually. Either that or do some fancy copy and pasting, but I rather have them have different content between both sides, so I think that makes more sense. So that is that I will be trying to really get back to next week. I'm kind of going on priority projects right now. I wanted to get this one done. Definitely wanted to get that crawler done, and then I've got this Creole space station also to get going on again. Now this is very plain right now, obviously. This is just trying to get the general layout in and whatnot. Once I start getting in and tweaking and texturing and detailing and it needs a whole lot more turret positions and other things. So I'll be doing a lot of body mods to this one to get it right, and then I can start the which I have a feeling will be a very grueling texture process. And right now I'm a little textured out, I think. That's probably why I've been so reluctant to get on this. I've done so much texturing with all these interiors and things that I'm just, I don't know, almost getting a little bit burned out on it. But it all needs to be done. Every build you got to do just needs to be done. It's probably why I did a couple of these little ones, because it's kind of like a break, because they're so small that the texturing doesn't take very long, and the actual builds don't take very long either. So there is that. One last thing too, I do want to make more mock-up Creole drones. This was one which would be kind of a minigun drone, pretty small. I'll probably make some other ones, like a rocket launcher one, and who knows, a plasma one. It could be some different variations on these. But also, all this stuff is to support the Creole faction, essentially. And And that's pretty much everything I've got to show for today. Yeah, I know the MCRN space carrier. Yeah. Yep. I don't know what to say about that. I will get to it sometime. Again, I keep on wanting to get more work done on it, but I get sidetracked often. I get these ideas to do, and then also with all the Creole stuff, that's been a lot of work too. So I was in Creole POIs. There's also the Creole Refinery by Roadkill. This one, I got to check up on the status on it. The version I've got isn't, I don't believe it wasn't finished. Yeah, no, this one wasn't finished yet. So I got to see if there's an updated version of that out there. There might be. There's been quite a few updates going on, so I got to check up on that. And also, Escarly has the Creole Nexus, which actually I realize I don't have spawned here. Now, I don't know how the Nexus fits into the average POIs because it is a teleporting hub that is actually meant to bury in the ground, such like that. And when it spawns, it actually would be like this. But there's no physical connection between the upstairs. I don't think there is. And the area below the base. By the way, isn't that cool how it spawned and this is all cleared out on the bottom side? Yeah, that is pretty cool. And this looks really sweet too. Now this is more of an advanced thing for other things that Creole can do, and I don't fully understand it, but I think it's really cool. So a way to teleport around from Creole places. But yeah, that's about it for today. Curious if you have any thoughts or comments on stuff. And one last thing I wanted to address too, and I think I did respond to this too. There was a comment saying that I put in this missing textures that I put in the hangar door and it made it look worse. And I get that, and it does. And trust me, when I was chopping away the back wall on it, let me see if I got the other version here real quick. Let's see, what were you? Kriel Gunship 3, I think. Nope. Oh, it's got the same Kriel Gunship 2. Yeah, okay, so here's the one that has the other back end on it. Without the hangar door. So it is around, and like I said, I'm going to try to put this on the other ship, but by putting in the hangar door, yeah, did I make it look worse? Yeah, I agree. But, man, two big issues. One, if you're going to have a player CV and you can't dock anything to it, that really sucks. And two, the ship's pretty good sized, and I would have this big, massive area in here. Because it doesn't have a hangar, I wouldn't really know what to do with it. A bunch of fluff, I guess. It could have a crafting area, sure, but I don't need this much room for a crafting area for sure. And typically what I do is I put in all the crafting stuff on the hangar side this day and time. Now, when I first started building, way back in the day with like the Manicord Cerberus, I would have a separate crafting area, usually not too far from the hangar. But then I just started switching that right over, saving some room and getting the crafting even closer to where you typically would want it inside the hangar itself. So that was a change I did a long time ago and never really stopped doing it that way. It saves space and it's convenient. So I don't mind that concept at all, really. In fact, with a lot of these ships too, unless they're big, if they're big enough to have their own dedicated engineering area, usually when I'm getting into above size class 5 ships, then I will have an engineering area, but more often than not on smaller ships, and you can kind of see that done on the Skaar here, or the Raider as well, is I've been just putting in a bunch of these parts inside the hangar, so I don't have to have another whole area dedicated for displaying or like an engineering section. I'll do that, but if the ship was bigger, like if this ship was like twice as big as it actually is here, it would have had its own engineering area because it's a method to try to fill up space. and it looks nice too. I do like having its own engineering area, but that's typically only going to be for larger ships. Um, well, anyway, I will shut up, and you have yourselves a good weekend. And probably look forward to the Skaar Crawler probably this Sunday. That'll give me enough time to tweak out the LCDs. I wanted to update my blueprint graphics for it. I realized the word Skaar looks awfully scrunched in the corner, and you can't really read it unless you have it, zoomed in at full resolution. So that's something else I wanted to tweak out is get that blueprint picture a little bit better, because a bunch of these other creations are going to use the same thing, or the blueprint graphics, not the picture. All right, see you later.